Two trailers kind of premiered today. That is pretty much Smurfs, The Lost Village, and Cars 3. And I decided to go for pretty much Cars 3 to talk about. Why? Because I'm not an insane person, and nor do I really give a shit about Smurfs and their fucking Lost Village. So let's talk about Cars 3 and its very quick teaser trailer. Now, this teaser trailer was actually kind of pretty good. The fact that it looked like they were kind of using a Frostbite engine for their, the graphics or whatever it may be. I actually thought this was a pretty deep and kind of meaningful trailer that showed that maybe Pixar is actually trying to get back to the ranks as to what they normally do, which is actually make good movies. Because let's be real here, the Cars franchise has kind of been a little bit mediocre just to begin with. The first one was actually not that bad, and the second one just kind of went in a spy route for some reason. But this one seemed like they are going back to a darker tone. And I'm skeptical, but I'm also optimistic because the only trilogy that actually they did so far was pretty much Toy Story. And if there's anything that we noticed about the third one, they went a little bit more darker. So I feel like that's kind of what it is. Obviously, you hear the announcer pretty much saying that, McQueen is fading, he's gaining fast, and then he tosses over, he turns, you see beautiful carnage of this, like, his car pretty much wrecked or whatever it may be. Now, my thought is that the theme that they kind of could be going for here is obviously kind of like a racer, pretty much trying to get back to the forefront. If I had to pick a tone or something that I feel like could actually work well for this type of Cars movie that they're going for, maybe with a darker tone, if anybody ever seen the movie Le Mans with Steve McQueen, that movie is pretty much, it talks about how like racing is life and how, it is really meaningful to these people that race. And I feel like if they go for that, like a racer or a rider, whatever it may be, and he's trying to climb back to where he once was, in a way it could kind of be like Rush, with the guy that was like burnt or whatever it may be. So if you get like Le Mans mixed with Rush and like a Disney Pixar type of feel to it, I think this could actually be quite special. But it feels very epic from the shots that we saw. There's not really much to talk about, so I'm not going to really make this that much longer. But overall, I do feel like they learned their lesson from the very mediocre sequel that was pretty much Cars 2, and I hope they kind of wrap up Cars in a good enough way, and maybe they can almost make this, a little bit of a character piece for Lightning McQueen, him coming back up, rising back up to the spotlight. But I think this actually looks pretty good. It looks dark, kind of looks epic. I got a little bit of a goosebumps for the most part, but let's see where they actually go with this. If this movie turns out the same way as Toy Story 3, awesome. If not, then, well, back to the drawing board, I guess. But if you enjoyed this thing, comment, subscribe, and like. I'm Chris Smith. I'm signing out.